Hi, and welcome to Social Distancing STEAM with the Everett Free Library. This is week 6, and today we are making a suspension bridge. From your kit at the library, you should have had a baggie that has string and rubber bands. Should have had a cereal box piece, 4 toilet paper tubes. From home, you will need a hole punch, scissors, and some tape. I prefer painter's tape because it's repositionable and it won't stick permanently to your table or floor, but whatever you pick is fine. Suspension bridges are a special kind of bridge that use cables instead of supports under the bridge to hold the bridge up. So if you would have, we'll say, a normal bridge over my stream, you would have 4 support posts or more, and your bridge would sit on top of that. Suspension bridges hang from cables off of the supports, and so that can help keep a bridge sturdy in a place that has earthquakes. You can sometimes span wider rivers. There are several uses for suspension bridges. So we're going to build one today to span our river. First, you want to start by using your scissors to trim the edges of your cardboard, of your cereal box. I left the top and bottom flap and just cut off the edges where it was bent. This is your bridge, so you can personalize it. I'm choosing to just cut my edges. After you have your edges cut off, you're going to want to bend the ends down. This is going to be your ramp onto the bridge. So whenever my bridge is done, it'll be about like that. After you have your bridge size determined, use your hole punch to punch holes along the portion that will be the top of your bridge. You need 1 hole in each corner and then several along each edge. I'm going to put 5 holes in my bridge. You are free to experiment with the number of holes, start with 2 holes and see if that works. If not, add some more. Start with 10 holes, and if that seems like it's extra sturdy, you won't be able to remove your holes, but you can take out some of the supports and see what happens. Do that on both sides so that your bridge looks like this at this point. Next, you're going to take your rubber bands. I'm going to set the string aside. Use your rubber bands. And for demonstration, I'm going to get a bigger rubber band. You're going to want to bend your rubber band in half and thread it through a hole. After you have a loop through, you're going to want to take the other end of your rubber band and feed it through that loop so that you have it sort of tied around the edge of your bridge. Then you will pull that tight. Okay, I'll show you that again. Pinch your rubber band in half. Thread it through a hole part way so that you have a loop on both sides. Take the loop from your bottom and thread it through the loop on top and pull. You're going to want your long end of your loop on the top part of your bridge at the end, okay? I'm going to then do this with my smaller rubber bands that will fit on my bridge. You want to pull these tight so that they stay in place. You have rubber bands about like that. Do this with each of your holes so that you have rubber bands along the length of your bridge. Oops, broke that one. Get a new rubber band. You should have extra rubber bands in your bag so that you can play with how many you want on a side, so that if you break a rubber band, you have extras. Rubber bands are for your experiment, your project, not for snapping each other. Once you have the rubber bands on one side, flip it over and put rubber bands on your other side also. You need rubber bands on both edges of your bridge. You do not need to have holes on your ramp. Okay. Okay, at this point, your bridge should look about like this with rubber bands on both edges. Whenever you have that done, take your string. You should have 2 pieces of string. Take one piece and thread it through the rubber bands on one side. Okay, get it so that it's about centered. And then take your other piece of string, thread it through the rubber bands on the other side. And center that one on your bridge. At this point, your bridge should have 2 strings and rubber bands. The next step is to take your 4 toilet paper tubes and cut the ends. Use your scissors and cut the ends so that you have 2 slices on each tube, so that you have a little flap. You need that on all 4 tubes. Make sure that your slits are about the same depth. You want them to be almost an inch deep or so. Just make sure that they're all about the same and an inch or not quite wide. I'm now going to arrange my support towers near my bridge. This is where my bridge is going to end up, and here are my support towers. You want your slits to be facing toward the bridge, and you want it to be, the bends in my bridge are here. You want your towers to be a little bit farther away than that. Next, I'm going to take tape and securely fasten my bridge to the ground. Do this for each of your towers. Your towers are what will support your bridge. Make sure that they are securely fastened to your floor or to your table. I prefer painter's tape for this because it does come off of your surface nicely, but whatever tape you choose will be fine so long as it sticks securely to both your towers and table, floor. Okay, I have my towers connected to my floor. The next step is to take one end of one string. You'll need another piece of tape for this. I'm going to set that off to the side. Take a string and thread it through your gap. And then you want to fasten it to your table about like that. Okay, and then do the other one. My tower's got a little bit wide here. Then do the same thing with your other tower on that side. Thread your string down through and fasten it to the table. Okay, your next step is going to be to take your other end of your bridge and fasten it through the slits on the other end and down to your table. this is where how tight you pull your string matters. Okay. You want to pull your string tight, but not so tight that you topple things over. And do that for both strings on your second end. Slip it through your slits and tape it down on the ground. Make both sides about the same tightness. So there, your bridge should be sort of suspended in the air. I'm going to tape the ends of my ramp down to my table. So that my bridge is drivable. And there you have a suspension bridge. You should notice that none of the bridge is on top of your support posts. All of the weight is suspended on the two strings or the cables. You should be able to drive over your bridge now. How many cars can you fit on your bridge? How many cars will it support? You know, some of the big bridges hold many, many, many cars. So I can fit 4 cars on my bridge without it touching the water. I'm gonna drive on down the road. And there you have a suspension bridge. I hope you enjoyed this week's STEAM activity, building a suspension bridge. Just a reminder, we do meet every Wednesday at 2 o'clock on Zoom. You can find instructions for logging in on the Everett Free Library's Facebook page and on our website. Hope you enjoyed this STEAM program and hope you join us next week. Thanks.